And Moses, in this video, is called Always Remember the Why. The why. What is the why? The why is the fuel to your engine. The why is the bullets in the gun. The why is the fire on the blunt, bro. That's the why. Okay? Now, the thing about it is, a lot of people stray from their goals. A lot of people start fucking shit up because they don't understand the purpose. They're not in remembrance of their purpose for doing what they're doing. And specifically, we're talking about jobs. Most people have shitty ass jobs. Most people are poor. Most people are broke. Most people have shitty ass jobs, and they're going to stay like that because they are not fueled by their why properly. Let me give you an example. When I was working at this warehouse, the Claire's warehouse, in somewhere in the north suburbs of Chicago, there was a dude named Angel, and he was constantly telling me that there's 5 people living in his apartment. He was a Mexican dude. Shout out to Angel. Constantly, 5 people in his apartment. They all worked, even the teenagers, and they were saving up so they could go back to Mexico, buy land, and build a fucking mansion. That was his why. He had 2 jobs. He was tired. He was sleepy. He was sweaty. But he never, ever was sad, frustrated, angry, upset. Why? Because he had a plan. A lot of these McDonald's workers and all these Waffle House workers are fucked up. They're angry. They're upset because they don't know what the fuck they're going to do after this and they don't know their purpose. They don't have a real plan, bro. They don't have a real plan. They don't understand what's next. They have no way out. They're trapped. The only way that they're gonna make anything better in their life is if they protest or if they work double shifts. They protest for more money or work double shifts. They don't want to fill out that FAFSA and go to school. They don't want to work double shifts and all the extra money they can invest in a mentor that can show them how to build the business, get their credit right, buy some property. They don't have that information. And if they had that information, their why would be much bigger. They would have much more fuel and there would be less room for them to be able to get into confrontations, to be able to do the stupid shit that a lot of people do when they get into confrontations and fights and get fired from these shitty ass jobs already. They don't give a fuck because they already feel like they're worthless. They already feel like they're wasting their time just paying bills. They're already depressed. They work. Their why, a lot of people's whys, is like that fucking, what's that song? Making money for the weekend or whatever the fuck. A lot of people are just working to pay their bills and smoke good and drink Henny on the weekends, bro. That's not a good enough why. Or you would have more. If that was a good enough why, then they wouldn't be working at Waffle House or McDonald's. They wouldn't even be the manager. And a lot of people, your children is not a big enough why. Because you have to understand that you would have to make sacrifices. You might have that child might just have to have a couple years of a fucked up ass childhood so you can get them out of dangerous fucking environment. So they could see their parents thrive in life. So they won't feel, a lot of kids, they don't understand anything else but what their parents showed them. So if they grow up and they still see you 16 years old working at Waffle House, that's their vision. That's what they think of themselves as a future fucking Waffle House worker. Or they don't come from anything. Why do I think so highly? I'm not trying to shit on anybody else's parents, but I watched both of my parents go to college and graduate and get both of them get their masters. So I have an understanding of how beautiful my mind is and the potential that I have. I understand that I don't have to live in a dangerous neighborhood. I shouldn't be comfortable in environments where people want to hunt me and people think that I'm there to kill them when I don't fucking know who the fuck they are. That's not good enough for me, okay? That's my why. Because that's what I came from and I don't want to go back to that. Because that's not where I'm comfortable, okay? Shout out to everybody that's on, Slauson and Crenshaw, 107th to Calumet, people that's on 45th and Broadway, All my niggas over there and on flat shows, Dade County, the fourth ward, the fifth ward in Houston, Texas. Shout out to everybody that lives in the inner urban community, aka the hood. But I'm not comfortable there. Don't invite me there, cause I'm not gonna come. You come to the suburb. You come to me. You come to me, so we could go swimming and walk on private beaches in downtown Chicago. You come to me, so we could go to Rogers Park. That's what I'm. That's not a suburb, but it's nice. It's nice though. But at the end of the day, bro, my dad taught me two things. Well, really, it's really one thing. But he said sometimes you gotta take shit to be the shit. What does that mean? You have to stay down so you can come up. You have to do things that's uncomfortable so you could be comfortable. That's important in life. That's important in life. If you can't commit yourself to doing something that you don't want to do, when you finally get the opportunity to do the things that you do want to do, you're gonna fuck it up because you haven't learned discipline, you haven't learned structure, and you don't have a reference of what not to go back to because you haven't worked hard enough to the point where you're like, oh my God, I'm tired of this motherfucking Look, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you my life, what I'm going through right now. I work for, I don't want to say the company's name, but I work for an exterminator company. And what I have to do is I have to spray people's yards, backyards, and front yards for mosquitoes. Okay? So I'm from the South. I was raised in the South. I moved to Atlanta when I was 10 years old, right? In the South, I'm sure they do this in other places, but this never happened to me before ever in life. This actually just happened to me in California. So other than being in the South, I don't recall it happening anywhere else. Okay? So I'm not saying all white people. I'm gonna say ignorant ass white people in the South. They pretend like they're checking the mail or they're coming outside to go to the car and their dog just accidentally, their big ass vicious dog. It's never a small, it's always a big, ugly, nasty, ferocious ass motherfucking dog. Their dog accidentally runs out their house or escapes their backyard or they drop the chain and they let their dog come in your face and scare you and possibly bite you. This happened to me in life 4 times, maybe 5. Once in California, so recently, about 4 or 5 months ago. This happened once when I was 16, 18, 18, and this just happened in California, so 4 times, and then I can't remember. Oh, and then the bitch pretended to drop the leash, and the dog ran up to me and tried to scare me. Now, this made me, and I love white people. I love white people. This made me not trust white people with big dogs. This made me have anxiety when I see white people with big ass motherfucking dogs. Especially when I see a white woman with a dog that's skinny, that has no way of getting that dog up off me. I had PTSD from that, okay? And today what happened, I went to a white lady's yard, an old ass motherfucking white lady, and she had 2 dogs. She had like a golden retriever and some kind of pit bull mix. So she comes in, I go to the yard, and the dog runs up barking at me, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll take the dog inside." And I was like, "No problem, yeah, no problem, ma'am." So, so she goes to take the dogs in the house. She closes the door, and she's like, "I need you to spray back there, spray back there." And I'm like, "I'm gonna do, don't tell me how to do my motherfucking job, bitch." I didn't say that, but I was thinking it though, I was thinking it. So she proceeds, as soon as I walked in the gate, she proceeds to go in the house, and look what happened. The fucking big ass dogs escaped and ran towards me. Now, because I had PTSD already, I knew that I already foreseen this happening. So I had enough space to get behind the gate, close the gate, and she was, "Oh my God, ooh, I'm so sorry." Now, mind you, she gets the, I'm peeping that she can't control these dogs because she can't Hey, Spot, Max, get in the house. She doesn't have that energy. She doesn't have that control and dominion over her dogs. More anxiety kicking in, right? My hands are shaking at this point. What happens again? Open the gate, and I'm looking at these doors to see if there's any doggy door. I don't know what it is with these white people and these doggy doors, but why the fuck, if you got mosquito problems, why do you have a dog door? Whatever, man, I digress. But at the end of the day, I saw that she put a little rinky dink ass table, about the size of this table, about one arm's length this way, one arm, little itty bitty table in front of this fucking dog door, and there's two big ass dogs. And she put a chair on the inside of the door because it's an outside porch, so I could see the little setup. And now I could see in the house that there's a door that separates the outside porch from the main part of the house. And she's standing there, and I'm looking at this shit like, if these dogs really wanted to, they could force themselves out this dog door. I know she don't. I know she does not think this is a secure way to keep these goddamn dogs in the house. And she's standing there. She's like, "Come on, come on." I'm like, I'm just standing there like, "Nah, put them in that main house, bitch. I don't trust you, dude. I don't trust you." Now maybe if a black person did this, maybe. But I have Mexicans do it to me too. I have white people do it to me, and I've had white Caucasians do it to me too, right? Now, I stood there until she took those dogs all the way in the house, sprayed the house. I didn't even spray it how I should have. But now my hands are shaking. I gotta smoke me a cigarette. I'm like flinching and shit for no reason. Like I'm in the car and I see a car out my side, my peripheral vision. I'm flinching, and the dude turned on the car, and it kind of sounded like a dog, and I jumped, and he's like, "You all right?" And I told him what happened, and I told him a little about the history. But see, that shit fucked me up. What all that being said, that's my why. Because I don't want to have to do this shit, bro. I don't want to have to feel like I have the potential to lose my life or be re-triggered or deepen my PTSD trying to get some goddamn money. And I want to do what the fuck I want to do. I don't want to have to interact with people who can't read above a fourth grade level. I don't want to have to interact with people who just got out of, if you just got out of prison, shout out to you. But I don't want to be around you like that, to be honest, man. Unless you're my personal nigga or my family. I don't want to have to keep meeting people that just got out of prison that's working minimum wage that don't have a plan, because you're dangerous. Because you could be triggered and not give a fuck about going back to prison. That's not a good enough why for a lot of people. Prison is not. If you don't have a plan, revisit the beginning of this video. If you don't have a plan, it just makes you that much more susceptible to do some stupid shit. If you're not on your purpose, what's to separate you from going to jail, going to prison, losing your job, getting in a fight, losing your life, losing your kids, losing your license, anything? You have nothing to lose if you don't have a problem, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a good enough why, you have nothing to lose. If your only why is your kids, get another why. If your only why is not going to prison, get another why. If your only why is your girlfriend should never be the why. Your partner should never be the why. Find another why. If you have a good why, find another why. You can't have too many whys, bro. Like that one song from Empire, if you really want it that bad, I can't remember. It's the little stud chick that raps it, but my favorite part of that song, one of my favorite bars in life, she said, if you really want it that bad, just think of all the things you never had. And I was like, bars, nigga? All the things I never had, all the places I'd never been before I was married, all the women that I never put my dick in, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. That's a good enough why. All the cars I never drove, all the clothes I never wore, all the jewelry. Sometimes it's not even enough like security and the materialistics. Your why might be so you could just be able to meditate. Your why might be so you could relax. I want to get this money so I could sit the fuck down. I want to get this money so I could meditate and raise my vibration and have a better understanding. My why is to learn as much as I can and teach these kids and to fight a war on poverty and homelessness. Something, preferably something that involves other people. Okay? But no, I don't want to be triggered and I don't want to feel like I could possibly lose my life. Now, what is PTSD? PTSD, I know we're backtracking. PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. PTSD occurs when an adult or somebody over the age of 17, a lot of people, a lot of doctors like to say that children don't get PTSD. They only get traumatized to the point where they develop personality disorders. I don't know that to be true. I'm just putting it out there. Something you should research. PTSD occurs when an adult brain goes into fight or flight mode. The human brain then releases acids that cause brain damage mixed with these emotions and these memories. Now, over time, it can be healed, but the brain is one of the more slow healing organs, okay, if not the slowest. Without the proper therapy and medicine, PTSD is not just gonna fucking go away in a day or overnight. Now, the fact that I have to constantly face this PTSD and possibly and anticipate, which is anxiety, have anxiety, anticipate being triggered or fucking dying, or feeling I have to fight for my life or flee from my life, it's a problem. Nigga, that's my why. I don't want to have to be in a position where it's a life or death situation to get some goddamn money. That's one of my many whys. What the fuck, bro? And what am I not gonna do? I'm not gonna demand more money because I shouldn't be a fucking loser and have to work this loser ass motherfucking job. I should have just took my dumb ass to college like I did when I was 18, but finished. And I'm still paying $10,000 on that goddamn loan. You feel me? That's my why. Cause I don't want to be triggered and I don't want to gain more PTSD trying to get some goddamn money. The same reason why I didn't want to do welding. It's too dangerous, nigga. My life on the line for some money. So if I die, then I'm not gonna be able to enjoy the hard work that I put in and all the money I stacked up. If I die for this money, no, I don't want to do that. Or if I become traumatized, now I gotta spend all my goddamn money on medicine and therapists and shit. So that's a double fuck to the no-no, which is what I'm doing right now. But it is what it is, man. But why would I won't demand more money because I chose this goddamn job. It's not the only job in the world, and I could just do this temporarily so I can, put my energy in something that's more fitting. I'm not gonna beg a motherfucker to give me some more money when I chose this goddamn job. They didn't motherfucker call me up like, and CJ, we need you, CJ, come on, bang for the hood. They didn't do that, bro. I signed up and I stayed with it and I asked them if I could have a job. They gave it to me. I'm doing it. I found out how dangerous it was. I'm not a pussy. And it might be helping me. It might be hurting me. But it's making me more confident in some ways, braver and courageous in some ways. But I still, when I walk home and I see a white woman with a dog, I feel like I feel like I'm a white woman and I see two niggas walking down the street and I cross the street or I go in the street and I keep turning around and make sure that bitch didn't let that dog off the goddamn leash until she's far enough away. I grip up on my knife. The same response as a fucking a victim of a R word. Like, ugh, it makes me feel weird. You know what I'm saying? But why won't I quit? Because I'm not a pussy, bro. Because if it makes me stronger, I hope it does. If it makes me weaker, I'm willing to take that goddamn chance. It's not gonna make me weaker. It might deepen some problems that I have, but I'm willing to deal with that. Because that's gonna make me stronger. That's just gonna give me more ammunition. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Why am I doing this? Because I have a lot of whys. I could be working at another job that pays me 50 cents more, that's way harder, that's right down the street, that I don't have to spend $1 million and 3 hours to get back and forth. And I don't have to wake up at fucking 6 o'clock in the goddamn morning. But find your why, bro. Find your why. Find your reason for you to feel like you need to stay down so you could come up. Find your reason where it's worth taking shit so you could be the shit. Find your reason to keep your I'm gonna say it, keep your dumb ass out of jail and keep your dumb ass from killing and dying. Other than your children, other than this bald head ass little girl, other than that weird ass little dude that you met on the internet that keeps on touching your booty every time you come home from work, other than your kids, bro, find your why, bro. Find your why. That's the most important thing in life. People, a lot of times, they go to prison and jail and die because they don't have a why. I'm gonna end it there. It's Aaron Moses, man. I'm the man, you the man, we the man together, man. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment. What is your why, bro? Make sure you comment what your why is. Leave your why in the comment, man. Your why is your purpose for doing what you're doing. The reason that you're not doing the worst things that you could do in life right now. Your purpose. Who are you serving besides yourself? What do you want to accomplish? What are your goals? That's what's keeping you alive. Even if you don't have even if your only why is your children and your family, hey, if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. I just want you to have more. You want to travel, you want to learn how to speak 5 different languages, you want to learn how to cook different food, and you want to save up enough money so you could start a company so you can learn how to do all of the fly at airport, whatever it is, man. It's nothing too small. I take that back about the kids and the family and shit, but that doesn't work for a lot of people. I know a lot of niggas in jail right now that have a wife that's getting banged out right now, and they have 2 badass kids that's never gonna have a dad ever again. I know a lot of people like that. I know a lot of people that work in McDonald's that are never gonna be shit, and they have a lot of kids. So I see that this is not a good formula. My kid, I do this for my kids. No, you don't, nigga. No, you're not doing it good enough. Shit. But yeah, like I said, it's Aaron Moses. I'm the band, you the band, we the band together, man. Life's in the bread. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button. Always. Peace.